Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pink Quartz, and this is a sacred space for women interested in pole, dance, and fitness to reconnect to the divine feminine through community education and fun. And today we are going to be talking about how to choose the perfect home pole. So I have my top 5 picks for home poles for different criteria. I'll mention the 5 criteria that I have picked, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this video, so go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Comment below out of these top 5 picks, or out of what you have already, like what pole you have or what pole you're planning on getting. I'd love to know down below in the comments, and be sure to share this video with anyone that's interested in pole dance or pole fitness and wants to have a home pole, or just wants to learn more about poling at home and how to do it safely, and what are the recommendations for a pole dancer and a pole instructor that has been pole dancing for over 3 years at this point. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the 5 criteria that I have for choosing my top 5 home pole picks for pole dancers are budget, how much you're willing to spend on your pole. 2, whether or not that's a short-term versus a long-term investment, how long you plan on keeping your pole and keeping it up for. 3, whether or not it has spin and static capabilities. 4, finish, so chrome, brass, silicone, powder coated, etc. And then last but not least, the ease. So how easy is it to put it up? How easy is it to change from static to spin? Is it a 2-person job? Is it a 1-person job? All of that is super important when you're thinking about your home pole. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, be sure to subscribe to my channel, please. We would love to have you in this beautiful community of homegirls. I post tutorials, like how-to videos. I do my virtual classes on YouTube as well. Any advice for beginner pole dancers. So we would love to have you in this beautiful community. You'll definitely learn something, and I have a lot of great fun things coming in the works. So be sure to subscribe and become part of the family, okay? So my number 5 pick for home poles is the Amazon pole. There are a bunch of poles on Amazon, but as you'll see, if you're like a Prime member or if you're a member period, there's a top pick. So the top pick, I'll put it on the screen just so you can see what it is. It's basically the regular chrome pole that everyone else has. It's very much a starter pole. The budget will range anywhere from $100 to $200 depending what type of pole you do get, but that top pick is about $100. So be sure to know you'll spend about $100 for that pole. This is a short-term investment. Those poles do not last that long. If you see any videos of people falling off of poles or poles breaking or shifting anyway, those are usually those Amazon poles. So they're not a real long-term investment. They're very much short-term, good for if you're just getting started, you don't know if you like it yet, or you're not willing to spend that much money in buying and investing in the pole. It does have spinning static capabilities. I'll talk about how you change it from spin to static a little bit later, but that's a good thing, right? You can do spin and static if you prefer. Finish, I have not looked through all of the poles on Amazon, but I've seen chrome, I've seen gold, I've seen silicone, I've seen all the things. So I'm sure whatever your preference is for finish, whether that's chrome, brass, silicone, powder coated, gold, you'll be able to find that on Amazon. Just know that silicone, powder coated, and brass poles tend to be a little bit more than the regular chrome or stainless steel poles. And then ease, so it does have a standard lock, which means that you'll be using a hex key and using it at the base of the pole to change it from static to spin. It can get kind of tricky with the ease of changing it from static to spin, because if one is a little bit too tight, then the other has to be like loosened and tightened all the time. So just keep that in mind. And it is definitely a 2-person job. I'd recommend. A lot of these poles have this like piece at the top that like covers I can't describe it, but I'll put a picture on the screen. There's this like rough surface part of the pole, and it has like this piece on the top that you have to like put in the right way, screw it in, and you definitely want to use a ladder for this. So I would say it's definitely a two-person job. It definitely took me and my boyfriend to put it up together my first time. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be getting the Amazon pole. It's definitely a two-person job. So the Amazon pole is not my favorite option, but it's really good for beginners or people that are, you know, really on the short-term investment side. They don't really know if pole dancing is for them, and their budget is not in the hundreds of dollars. They're just looking for a short-term investment, a little bit of money just to get their feet wet with pole dancing. Okay. My number 4 pick is the Fit to Flaunt pole. Fit to Flaunt is a US-based brand. It's run by Fit by Shelly on Instagram and TikTok. If you know, you know. They are based out of Florida, so that's really convenient if you live in Florida. You can just go and pick up your pole, which is great. For budgets for Fit to Flaunt pole, they run you from about $350 to $450. I'd say that because you have to keep in mind like the height of your ceiling, and if your ceiling height isn't the same as like the height for the basic Fit to Flaunt package, you'll have to buy extensions. So depending on your ceiling height, it'll run you anywhere from $350 to $450. And I would say this is also a short-term investment. I see a lot of beginners getting that Fit to Flaunt pole, and I see a lot of Fit to Flaunt poles the same, like I said earlier about the Amazon poles, falling apart. So it isn't that sturdy, but it does last you a little bit longer than the Amazon pole, I'd say. I wouldn't personally get a Fit to Flaunt pole, but I do see a lot of people getting it and loving it. So if that's your choice, that's your choice. It does have spin and static capabilities, which is great. Love that for y'all. And the finishes come in chrome, powder coated, and silicone. That's why the range is so, you know, within that, you know, that's why the range is what it is because the chrome pole is obviously the cheapest, the powder coated pole is in the middle, and then the silicone pole is the most expensive. And those all kind of just depend on like what type of grip you want. If y'all want me to make a whole video about like pole finishes and what you should get based on your body type and all the things, let me know and I will do that. And then ease for the fifth criteria, it's a standard lock. So the same thing I was talking about earlier with the Amazon pole, you'll just have to use a hex key to lock it and unlock it to change it from static to spin. And then for putting it up, it's pretty simple. It doesn't have that weird top option, I don't think, like the Amazon pole. I would say this is a one-person job. Usually it's just kind of like a push-up screw type of situation. So it is pretty easy to put it up, which is why it's a little bit above the Amazon pole in my opinion. So my 4th is the Fit to Flaunt pole. So if you're starting out, you know, just getting in the groove of things, I definitely recommend the Fit to Flaunt pole if this, you know, matches your budget and all the criteria that you have selected for your home pole. My 3rd pick is the Gaia pole. So Gaia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is a Latin American based brand. So it's obviously out of the country. I'm based in the US. So this is, you know, if you're looking for something within the US, Gaia is not your girl. But for the Gaia poles, they run anywhere from $550 to $750. Not really my thing. I would say the Gaia poles are more of a long-term investment. They are more of a newer brand and have like a smaller social media following, but I have seen like they got better quality than the Amazon brands. I haven't bought myself a Gaia pole, so I can't really, you know, say it's better than Fit to Flaunt, but it is better in terms of the quality of the basic poles. Okay. The Gaia poles do have that spin and static capabilities, which is great. All of the poles do have spin and static capabilities. The finish is stainless steel. I don't like stainless steel poles. I'm strictly a powder coated girl. I do have a silicone flying pole. I rock with chrome, I rock with brass, but I prefer powder coated. It just feels better for me. I don't like stainless steel, but if you're comfortable with stainless steel or your home studio has stainless steel poles, this would be a good option for you, just not my preference particularly. And the ease, so they do have the quick lock function, which is a lock that you just pull up, turn, pull down. They have different quick lock capabilities for each of the specific pole brands, but it's a quick 1-2 situation where it locks and unlocks to turn from static to spin, or they have the standard lock, which I was talking about before. You just use the hex key, turn it to static to spin. So that is determined by how much you decide to spin on your guide pole. I think there are 3 different options for the guide poles, ranging from $550 to $700. And do keep in mind that I've added in like shipping costs and things of that nature because it is a Latin America based brand and I'm based out of the US. So number 3 is the Gaia pole. If you are looking for something that's kind of like in the middle, stainless steel, has that quick lock function if you want that quick lock function, or standard lock. And if you're based out of Latin America, I feel like Gaia would be a good option for you to buy if Amazon or Fit to Fly isn't available to you, because it probably is way less than I'm making it out to be. But I'm like accounting for like shipping costs for people based out of the US. My second option for my top 5 home poles is the Lupit pole. Lupit is a European-based brand. It's fairly reputable in the pole community. I do see a lot of people in the pole community with Lupit poles, either as their home pole or as their studio poles or stage poles. The budget for Lupit poles range anywhere from $500 to $660. And this is also factoring in those shipping costs if you're based out of the United States. If you're in Europe, where Lupit pole is based out of, it could be less. So keep that in mind. It is a long-term investment. Like I said, it's a more reputable company. They do have a good reputation when it comes to pole. You don't see these sliding off people's ceilings and things of that nature. So it is more of a long-term investment. It's going to last you for some years, depending on, your upkeep. So keep that in mind. It does have spin and static capabilities, which is great. The finishes come in chrome, stainless steel, or powder coated, but they do have a lot of cute colors that I haven't seen on the market before, which is great. So if those are your jam, chrome, stainless steel, or powder coated, definitely look towards Lupit pole in terms of those finishes. The ease, so they do have the same as Gaia. They do have poles with the quick lock function, which are going to be more, and the standard lock function, which are going to be less. So keep that in mind. And number 2 is Lupit pole. And last but not least, certainly not least, my favorite pole is the X Pole Expert Pro. So X Pole is a US-based brand. Their warehouse is in California, I think Los Angeles to be specific. Budget ranges anywhere from $450 to $650, depending on like if you need to get extensions, where you need to ship it to. Obviously, I'm in the US, so shipping is not that much, but it still is like still a little pretty penny, okay? So that's in terms of budget. It is more of a longer term investment. It is a reputable company, so it's going to last you for some years. Oh my God, that dragonfly just distracted me. It's going to last you some years. Expo is one of the most famous brands in the US. If you see a lot of people with poles, usually if they're spending money on a quality pole, it's going to be Expert Pro pole. The Expert Pro has spin and static capabilities, which is great. And I'll talk a little bit about how you switch it from spin and static after this. The finish comes in so many different finishes. I think my favorite part about the Expert Pro is it comes in so many different finishes. Obviously, that's why the range is so much. You can do chrome, you can do brass, you can do gold, you can do powder coated, or you can do silicone. And I think that's all the option. Chrome, brass, gold, powder coated, and silicone. That's a lot. And they do also have like different colors if you want to do silicone or powder coated, which is great. Okay, so last but not least, ease. The Expert Pro is so easy to put up. I have put it up in my home by myself, so it's definitely like a quick 1-2 situation. All you have to do is get like a level device and a stool, and it's one of those poles you can literally just screw right up. So pretty easy, which like most of these are easy except like the the number 5 and number 4 option, not my jam. And then from spin to static, it's an X lock. So you literally pull it up, turn it, bam, lock it, unlock it type of situation. So it's pretty easy. So the Expert Pro is my favorite option. You can use the link in my description box to use my affiliate code and get you an Expert Pro, or if you want a stage pole or any other type of poles from X Pole or any equipment from X Pole, go ahead and use my link and I'll get a side commission off of that. So definitely go ahead and use that. It's in the description box down below. I'll link all of these posts down below and all of these websites in case you're interested in my particular order. So go ahead and check out the description box for more of that information. Things that you want to keep in mind when buying your home pole outside of the criteria that I just mentioned is how tall is your ceiling. That is so important because most of these poles, they range from like 7 feet to like 12 feet. If you have ceilings that are above 12 feet, you might have to either get a stage or get like a pole that's built specifically for you. And they do have like a lot of brands across the US, and I'm not sure about other countries, but there are a lot of companies that come and build poles for you according to your ceiling height. So keep that in mind. The second thing that you want to be aware of when choosing a home pole is how much space you have around the area in which you want to put your home pole. So this is really important because you want to make sure that your arms can go all the way in the circumference. You want to make sure your legs can go all in the circumference without you hitting or obstructing anything within your path. My pole is really close to my window, so sometimes I kick my window. So just keep this in mind when you're choosing a place to put your home pole. You want to make sure that you're able to move in all angles without any restriction. And then last but not least, keep in mind what the vibe is of your house. I feel like everything in my house does not have to match. Everything does not have to be pink, but it does have to match the vibe. So in my home, my vibe is like white, pink, gray. So, or and black as well. Black is a pretty prominent color. But I'm not really in the jazz of like mix matching pinks or mismatching blacks or mismatching grays. So I decided to use a white powder coated pole for my at home pole. It's the Expert Pro pole, and it matches so perfectly. So keep that in mind. You want to make sure that your home pole looks good, because if it does not look good, you're not going to want to use it. So whether that's getting a chrome pole, a brass pole, a white, a purple, or pink, a black, like just make sure it looks good and you desire to get on it. Because if you don't have that desire to get on your home pole and you don't love it, you're not going to use it. So keep that in mind. So that is what I wanted to share about my top 5 home pole picks. Please give this a thumbs up if you found this helpful. I love for more people to get to see this video, because home poles, something that nobody really talks about, or just finding the right pole for you is something that no one really talks about. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Comment below if you have a home pole. If you do have a home pole, what home pole do you have? Like I said, I have the Expert Pro pole in the white powder coated version. Let me know what pole you have down below in the comments. Or if you're interested in any of these options or any other options in particular, go ahead and drop a comment down below and let me know what pole you're interested in getting or what's your dream pole option. And then be sure to subscribe to my channel. We love to have you in this beautiful family. Join the homegirls, okay? I have plenty of tutorials. I have how-to videos, climbs, spins. I have literally live classes on my channel, and any type of informational videos, and much more to come in the works. I've been kind of slipping a little bit because I'm getting ready for PoleCon. I'm performing in PoleCon 2024. I'm doing a flying pole routine in the Sunday aerial showcase. You're in for a treat. I have a wonderful routine planned for you guys to see, and I'm so excited to get to show my expertise and show all the things at PoleCon 2024. So see you there if you'll be joining. Also, you can let me know in the comments down below. So that's what's coming up next. That's why I've been kind of like radio silent on YouTube, because I've been getting ready for PoleCon. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great day.